We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
So, a creature for my amusement. Prepare for battle.
Fucking thing sucks!
Oh my god, it actually worked. Yay, Christmas! Pizza's my birthday! Alright, I think I'm a little short here, sorry. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Extra Bulla, or Extra Bulla, or Extra Bullet, Extra Bullshit. I don't care what you call it, just as long as you show up. We got some new fancies. You see the new open, all that good stuff. Feels like I worked hard on that shit for the last couple of weeks. We were off last week for Turkey Day, and we probably could have got a guest, but I was like, fuck it, I want some turkey. And, so we didn't do that. But we're making up for lost time tonight because we got somebody super fun, super awesome. You may have seen him, you definitely have seen him on the Revolutionary Blackout Network. He's the host of the JB Show and the JB Font Show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This guy, hey buddy, we're headphone twinsies. I'll fight you through the interwebs, old-fashioned style. You got to put your fists up like this. And we both have mustaches. We both have mustaches. We are regulation. This is 1900s regulations.
Yep, 1900s regulation with our porn stash on.
One of us has to be named Farmsby, though, I think. I don't know how that works, but we'll figure that out later.
I don't know.
How are you, good sir?
My great-great-grandfather's name was Cromwell, so it's whatever. But
oh!
I can take that name.
Oh, if that of the Orlando Cromwells.
More like the Philadelphia Cromwells, yes.
The Philadelphia Cromwells. Oh, I didn't know we were dropping names tonight. Oh, this is a monocle.
Yes, it's a monocle. I thought you were doing the sign of Satan or something, but no. It's just a monocle. Good show, yes.
The sign of Satan. What? Wait a minute. What do you know? Wait.
I guess it's just me doing his show today.
You know what's funny? It was on I want to call her Mindy. Misty, Comrade Misty's show last week on Bitch Giving. She had her bitch show, but it was for Thanksgiving, so it was Bitch Giving. And a whole bunch of weirdos showed up, including yours truly. And it was me and her and Shane from KRTD. We were the first three up. And then Misty's feed went out. So it was her show. And it was just me and Shane. We were just kind of looking at each other through the digital void going, how about that local sports team? Yeah, I hear they're going to do good things this year. Anyway, so talk about feeds cutting out. That's one of my toys. You know what else I got? Hang on a second. Let's see if this works. Aw, kitties! What?
Man, why you gotta do that to me?
Kitties! Oh, look at the one in the middle upside down. He's the ringleader. I know, right?
Too much cuteness.
I have weird and random shit at my disposal. So, anyway, it's gonna be one of those nights.
Weird and random shit. Yeah.
I'll produce one of your shows one day, and we'll. But people will probably be like, JB's a little weird today. I wonder what's going on. And it's me in the background going,
Or it's JB every day.
Wait a minute. I got something for that too.
Uh-oh.
The approval cam. All right. Okay. I didn't think I was going to use that tonight. Yeah, I know, right? I'm amazed shit's working right now. So, knock on wood, this continues. So, anyway, let me check out the chat real quick. We have some friends of the show. Holly Horn. Hello, Holly. Blue Moon, Red Wine, Lucy. Good to see you. Luis and Steve Wolfbrandt. They're here in the house. Who else is here? I believe that's it right now. We're going to try something here. I don't know if this is going to work or not either. I'm sorry I'm making you my guinea pig, dude. But, let's see. I've never been able to do this. Oh, look at that. Steve Wolfbrandt left his charger in the truck. I'm totally calling him out.
Steve, no!
Dun, dun, dun! We are narcs around this place. He's tardy.
Why, Steve? Why?
Dude, I'm glad you are sober, because I think if you would have what I had earlier, we'd be talking about shit that, and these folks in the chat would be like, "The fuck's going on here?"
Oh, dude, I would be literally on my ceiling fan going around in circles. Dun, 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 dun.
Are you a regular smoker, or what's your poisons?
Dude, have you talked to me? If I was a regular smoker, you would definitely know it. Like, I am way too out there to be regular.
Well, I know that. So you're saying you don't need that shit. You already got what it gives you, right?
I'm looking for more, because I'm just looking for more. And so I don't have it as much as I would like to.
Are you talking about the highness? You don't have enough of that? You want more of that? Or the stuff that gives you the highness? Because I know a guy. He's called the Bodega Guy. And that shit's true. Yeah, the Bodega Guy hooks it up. I think I just outed him, though. That's probably not good.
We love a Bodega Guy.
Dude, those guys are great. They're the guy who runs it, he's from Yemen. And one of the cooks, I think he's from Peru. And they're super nice guys. I've been in this neighborhood about almost 9 years. And they've known me from way back. I'm always like going down there getting... It's a bodega, but it's also a really good deli. And I tend to get lazy, and I want some eggs. So I go down to the bodega guys, and I say, "Hey, y'all make me some eggs." And they're like, "I think we can do that for you today, man." And I said, "All right." So I'm a regular. But they also have, now that New York is legal with the, they have some treats until the dispensaries open, I think. But then once they open, then those will have like the real deal. This is more like the, what does a friend of mine call it? Like the diet weed. So, which is good. I don't need that strong California, sock it to me, ookie wookie, purple smirkle. Because, I like to function and like keep urine either inside me or in a toilet and not like anywhere else. So,
true.
Too much.
But look, wouldn't it be awesome if you could go to a dispensary and you have a gentleman behind the counter and he's dressed like a storekeeper that is from the early 1900s. And you and a bunch of your friends are standing there and he starts singing the same song from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Candyman, who can make the sun rise, sprinkle it with dew. And then you guys have this entire whole number about weed instead of candy. And he's going on the ladder and going up the ladder on the shelf, and he pushes himself to the side, and he just starts spraying all the weed out of the containers, and all the childlike adults reach their hands up far into the sky and they collect the weed. Wouldn't that be lovely?
The schnoz indica tastes like schnoz indica. Who can taste the chronic? Chronic is the tonic. I love where your mind goes, man. That's great. I mean, I watch your show in the afternoons a lot. I'm a seasoned veteran of your in your audience, so I've watched you for a while, mister. I've been wanting to get you on this show forever, but you've been just so busy, but now I appreciate you coming on tonight. Why don't you tell me what's going on in your life? What's going on with you? What's going on with the activists formerly known as the Fred Hampton leftists that are now the Revolutionary Blackout Network? What's going on? How you digging all that?
It's been doing pretty good. We've had a lot of support from our viewers and contributors, and so it's been pretty good. As far as me, I started my own channel about a month ago. I felt that, we need to expand and branch out and cast our net in the leftist space. So that's one of the things that I was wanting to do. I've been wanting to do that for quite a while. And so I started the JB Font channel. So that was about 3-4 weeks ago. And so I already have 300 subs, but I'm growing from there. And so, been covering different topics. And it's not sticking strictly to politics because I have the JB show on Revolutionary Blackout for that. So I'm going to be also doing a mix of politics. I'll be doing maybe some science, maybe some pop culture, maybe talk about entertainment, things like movies and stuff. So I kind of want to mix it up and do a little bit here and there. So, make it a little bit more of a more well-rounded program instead of more of a niche program.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of political shows out there, which is great. I mean, we need the more voices, the better. In fact, I'd like to get some of I've talked to some of the tech guys around the space, like Sleepy Josh from Slow News Day. I talked to Johnny from Convo Couch. I talked to Oz from Roar Media. I'd like to probably get Reef in on it too, so we can help people get in the space and get their voices heard. Because a lot of times people like, wow, I'd love to do that. I'd love to get on YouTube or whatever and have a show, but they may not be technically inclined and they don't know how to do that. So hopefully in the near future we can have that, so we can teach more people, so then we could get those voices out, because we have to drown out these shit libs, right?
True. Very true.
I mean, it's you could tell when people are giving you a line of shit and then are trying to feed you, trying to convince you of it by slamming people that you may respect in the space, like all you guys and gals at RBN. I'm gonna call it that for the rest of the night because I'm a little high. And Revolutionary Blackout Network is a great name, but that is a lot of letters for me to remember. Okay, so RBN is only 3 letters. So, but still, much respect. Anyway, people going after RBN, especially after the General Strike Summit, and even during it, these assholes were like, these people. I think some of them thought that you guys were having an actual general strike on the internet, like that guy Hassan fucker. What's his name? Picker fucker.
Yeah, that's Peter Piper Pickle Peppers.
I'm in my basement playing, Pac-Man while I make millions of dollars. How the fuck? Anyway, but it's like you guys are. I mean, I watched a good portion of the General Strike Summit, which I thought was fantastic. You guys, chef's kiss, very good job. It was a great team effort, and we're all of us here at INN and the other spaces too. I'm sure Mikasa, Sukasa, we all wanna pull our superpowers together and try and bring truth and try and bring pertinent information to people, and I think that's what you guys do best too. And you guys have just grown, like you sprouted like a weed. And I mean, I'm talking the good shit, like, the Cali weed that's like, a couple puffs and you're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna need a sandwich. How did you have you just recently had some new members come in, I think, Josana and the young gentleman with glasses talks really fast.
Kamali Rose.
Kamali, yes, that's right. I knew it began with a K, but a white person and the letter K, you don't want to be. You gotta be careful. You want to be careful, right? That's
understand.
Like it's like gasoline, and you got 3 strikes on the match. Anyway, but I love what you guys are doing, and as far as your own show, like you were talking about, you got the JB show. Is that part of the Revolutionary Blackout Network?
So the JB show is part of the Revolutionary Blackout. The JB Font show is just part of my channel. It's separate from the Revolutionary Blackout Network. And so one of the things that we were advised, and one of INN's own, Robert Durden, actually talked about this as well, was that we should have a place where we all come together and coalesce around a network, but then we also should have our own separate channels. This casts a wider net as far as left indie spaces is concerned. So then we can dispense more information, education, news, and what have you throughout, so that we can reach more ears and more eyes to people abroad.
Right on. And I think we need that too, because like I said, you see people that have been in this space for a while who claim to be, leftists and for the people, but basically they just all turned out to be like the Squad and Bernie cheerleaders, that who are just so steeped in this notion that electoral politics is going to save us. I've been around for almost 53 years, and in those 53 years, electoral politics has just only brought us more newer and different looking snake oil salesmen and sales ladies, So it's like, I mean, what are some of the things you guys talk about? I mean, I know, but I mean, like for people who may not know that RBN is, I know you have Rome on there who is doing like mutual aid and Afeni, working hard out there. Just love to see that. I mean, you guys work hard on there, getting good guests on there and really informing people. I mean, but like, what are some of the things you got coming up, or like maybe in the immediate future that you might be wanting to tackle?
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of the topics that we cover, we try to intersect those topics, whether it be about foreign policy, it could be about domestic policy regarding, criminal justice, housing, talk about, free speech. We cover a litany of different subjects. But we try to intersect that with Black issues and how it works along with Black issues, and also working class issues, because we believe that there is a distinct intersectionality between class and race, especially when it comes to Black people. So Black people are working class, and working class are Black people. So there's not really much of a separation there. And so because of that, we try to intersect different issues as well as, you know, having solidarity with different communities so that we are able to educate them on how we can push forward the environment of solidarity so that we can push for a more leftist coalition and have a more, what's the best word I want to use? A more compassionate and empathetic society. And part of that starts by having that type of government. And so this is one of the reasons why we push for a lot of different policies. And as far as the policies that we do push for, the brunt of it we believe in pushing for it through direct action and a more minor, like electoral politics takes definitely a back seat to pushing for those things. So for instance, you know, we were actually discussing defund the police on the roundtable this evening, and, you know, pushing for these type of things through direct action would be a tool, so then it spooks the politicians into doing what we want. And a lot of people will say, well, you guys should put in politicians that agree with you, which in a sense is true, but you don't necessarily have to have all of them that agree with you, because a politician that will work for you is a politician that's actually afraid of the people, because then they actually will do whatever you want. It doesn't matter, you know, where they stand. If they're afraid of the people, they're going to do what the people want. And it's a healthy fear, you know, that we want to have with the politicians. But thing is that we have to take that fear away from who they have more obedience to, which is the large corporations and the wealthy oppressors that, you know, basically run our country, because we do live in an oligarchy. We do not live in a democracy at this point in time.
No, yeah, you're right. I mean, voting hasn't gotten us anywhere. Like I said, it just changes the faces, the names, but it's still the same bullshit on both sides of the aisle. And I as soon as we can get people to understand that, the sooner we can get them educated, get them up to speed as to what's going on. Because you see these people, like I said, on both sides of the aisle who are in these cults. You know, and it's just I think some of them are earnestly people that want to do good, but they're so afraid to get outside of their bubbles because they don't think they're strong enough to handle the real truth. So they just embrace what's in front of them, what they've been given. And so when you try to actually tell them the truth, that's when they're like, you're right wing. You know, I love that. That's the go-to now. It's like anything that's out that doesn't go in the liberal handbook. It's like, you're right wing. You know, you can't have a mind to yourself. You know.
Well, honestly, it's because they're propagandized. And when somebody has been propagandized and lies have been told to them over and over and over, it gets to the point where they start to believe the lie. And so what we try to do, and you as well try to do, is to try to open their eyes to the propaganda that they've been told. The problem is that some people, they have this belief system. And when you bring, especially with receipts, you show them that their belief system doesn't square in that circle, you just basically let it go and it falls and it shatters. And people are very receptive to that. So we try to finesse it in a way, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta shine a light. You know, some of us, you know, have different methods of shining that light. Some of us, you know, do it slowly, because when you wake up, do you want a light shine in your eyes? No, you want it to be gradual. But some people are so stubborn, you got to turn that fucker on and just be like, bam, you know, here, you need to see it for what it is. So, you know, and people like that are people like Afeni and Rome. They'll shine a light in your eye right when you're waking up, because it's like, you've been too stubborn for so long. We got to shine it in your eyes right now. And then you have some of us who are a little bit more gradual in that, you know, and you know, we try to give them a little bit of time, but then we only have so much time. So sometimes, you know, people like me aren't the right tool for the job. And so, but yeah, a lot of people are deeply propagandized. And so to try to cut through that, this is one of the reasons why people like us at RBN, we're always talking about the Democratic Party. Why do we talk about the Democratic Party? Because everybody knows the Republican Party is shit. If you already know it's shit, then why are you going to talk about it? We're going to talk about the ones that make themselves look like shit, that make themselves look good, but are actually shit. So if I have shit that's on the ground with flies all over it, I know you're not going to eat that shit because you know it's shit. But if you look at a bowl and it looks like chocolate ice cream with sprinkles on it, I'm going to tell you, hey, that's shit. Don't eat that. It may look like chocolate ice cream, but it's not. So this is what we do. We actually talk about the Democratic Party and let people know, hey, don't partake in them because they are contributing to the degradation of your life. So therefore, it'd be best to work outside of them. If you're going to do anything within electoral politics, maybe choose maybe a third party. If you are choosing to go the electoral route and stay within the Democratic Party, you have to be extremely, extremely picky. And you have to be extremely, extremely deeply aware of the goals of people, because truth be told, even when you have somebody that means well, once they go into the Democratic Party, they don't change the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party changes to them. And so with that, you know, you have to be very careful. And so I typically err on the side of third parties, if anything, but direct action will be the main vehicle. And the electoral politics is only a means to an end, and we should view it as such.
Right. I mean, think about people who are running for office now, right? After everything that has gone down with the squad, how the squad made like all these grandiose claims that they were going to fight for people, and then they get in there and they basically just fought for themselves. And so now, you're coming up on 2022. You got some of those people's going to be running for re-election, but you're going to have new people coming in who may be like the genuine article, but we'll never know because we can't trust none of them, right? I mean, that's kind of like where we've gotten to with electoral politics, is that we can't trust anybody. So you could have like the best intentions. You may have like the best, you're like a Bernie Sanders track record or something. You've been helping people for 40 years. But look what happened with him. He get Joe's my friend. And then, you say how that ended up. So if you took somebody like that people have trusted for decades, and then they failed you, how is somebody going to have a chance that's like maybe new to politics? Or maybe he's just like was in politics on the local level, and now they're trying to get onto the national stage, right? They're damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they say all the right things that the quote unquote progressive left wants to hear, nobody's going to believe them because we heard that shit before. And if you say that kind of stuff, then the shit libs won't vote for you either, because they don't like people on the real left. They like their own little crew. So electoral politics to me is kind of like I think if there's going to be somebody that we can actually trust, that these people are going to come out of direct action, people who are doing like the actual work. And I think that's a way that you convince people too, is you show them the work, right? We can talk all day long, but we've heard talk from the squad and all these people and gotten bupkis. But when you see their works, right? Know them by their works, know them by their deeds, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, then you might have a modicum of trust in them.
Well, I mean, you touched on, you know, you'll know a tree by the fruit that it bears. But the thing is that a lot of times people are so focused on electoral politics, and that's like trying to build the roof when you barely got the foundation built.
Yeah.
People are not focusing on local politics. They're not focusing on city and state, you know. And so, I mean, look at Shama Sawant in Seattle. She is pretty much an exception to the rule when it comes to politics. She is doing an amazing job in her city. In fact, so much so that they're actually trying to do a recall election against her. And it's like, oh my God, we got to get rid of her, because the thing is that she can inspire and spawn more people just like her, especially locally. And so they don't want that. They don't like that. Can you imagine somebody like Shama Sawant in Orlando, Florida, where I live? Disney would start shitting bricks. I kid you not. The mouse would be like flipping mad. He'd be like,
"Well, fuck this! I'm getting the fuck out of here."
So it's just, you know, and because the thing is that somebody like a Shama Sawant type person would be like, "Hey, we need a union, and not the shitty ass union that Disney has. No, we need a really strong union. In fact, we want to actually push for people to actually own a piece of Walt Disney, so that they can call the shots, and then they all need democratic say in the entire company." And that's something that they never want. They don't want that at all. And so, you know, I live in Florida, which is basically a right to fire state. And so if you start spawning, you know, people like that on a local level, then that makes like a foundation, the bedrock. And then once you have that, then you can build from there. And then they actually team up with direct people in direct action, and they utilize them. So then next thing you know, when they're tearing shit up in the street, you know, either figuratively or literally, whichever, you know, you so want it to be, then the politician can be like, "Hey, you know, maybe if you guys gave them what they wanted, then, you know, then they would stop. I got a bill that's written right here that can help out, but if you guys don't want to do it, then I'm just gonna have to let them keep doing what they're doing." And then you have that because the thing is, you know how the politicians play good cop, bad cop?
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing the same? We could. And so we could do it, especially, you know, locally, but we're not, because a lot of people, they don't see the local politics as important. And the thing is that you could do a lot just for your very own neighborhoods, you know, on a local level, and utilize direct action at the same time. And so then as it grows, as the left grows, then guess what? Maybe in a few years, then you can affect the change. And I'm not saying this as like incrementalist. I'm saying my motto is leave the world better than you found it. And you don't have to change the entire world to make it better. You can change somebody's world, even just a little bit, to make it better. So what you're doing is you're setting the foundation, and you're changing that small area. And so then as it grows, and if other people start growing, then it can eventually get to where we need to. Does incrementalism work? Hell no. But you have a much bigger impact locally than you would nationally.
Yeah, I think incrementalism on the local level for things that aren't a dire need is great. Yeah, do it. You know, what did they say? Measure twice, cut once, right? I'm all for that. Yeah. But, you know, when you're trying to put out a house fire with teaspoons of water, 1 teaspoon at a time, then we can't have that, you know. But you're absolutely right about the local levels. When I talk about electoral politics. I'm talking about on the national level, right? That's pretty much a graveyard. But
yeah, it's true.
But like local is a different story, because if you get a good foothold on the local level, you can like you said, it's like the foundation, the roots of your tree, right? And then you can grow that through the state too, because I'm a big fan of state ballot initiatives too, right? Recently, and this is so fucked up, Mississippi, that's where I grew up. Yeah, I know they got the whole Roe v. Wade. Yeah, I grew up near New Orleans, so I grew up in the good part of Mississippi. So, the Gulf Coast is just kind of like it's kind of the same, but not really. It's like better seafood. But they had last year? They had a state ballot initiative to legalize medical marijuana, right? And they voted for it. But there was this dumbass law where you had to have signatures on the ballot from five Mississippi districts, right? But I think maybe it was like not too long ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, Mississippi lost a district. They lost a representative, right? So they had five state representatives, I think, or House representatives, and then they lost one. So now they were down to 4. So in the law, they couldn't go forward with the medical marijuana because the law said you needed signatures from 5 districts, but there were only 4. So they had to go back. They went to the Supreme Court with it, and the Mississippi, and they said, well, you got to change the law in order for you to do this. So even with state ballot initiatives, you always have to look at the fine print, because the powers that be don't want to lose their power, right? So they're gonna do everything under the sun to make sure that they keep, a hold of the reins of power, and people be damned. But hey, you get out there and work for us, though, right? That kind of thing. So hopefully one day we can change that. That's some heavy stuff, and you deal with that a lot on your shows too. Not just politics. You deal with other things. You said that you were I don't know that you have health issues. Did you want to? What kind of health issues do you have?
Warren, I didn't want to talk. No, I'm just kidding.
Besides being too sexy, that is a health condition. Sorry.
Oh.
Maybe I got too personal, but I know you're an advocate, though, right? For those that for not just sexy people. You're right.
Yeah.
But what I know, like during the General Strike Summit.
Oh, I bet you say that to all the guys. So yeah.
They still don't love me. They don't. You shut up. You're a drinker. Anyway, there's nobody over there. I'm hallucinating again. Woo! Bats everywhere. There's bats. I don't know. I'm always like the terms have always changed. Like they used to be handicapped, now it's disabled. Then it's like disability, people with disabilities. So I'm always afraid I'm gonna step in that pothole and say the wrong thing to when my intentions aren't to do that. So
I got you. No. I am disabled. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how have you seen ways to improve life for those who have disabilities, like through direct action and that kind of thing?
So one of the things that I talk about is that those of us who are disabled, we are typically invisible. A lot of us are living in poverty. And so a lot of people would say, well, how do we best help the disabled community. Easy. Get more money. It's that easy. As far as, like, for instance, those of us who are on Social Security disability, if you look at the average about what we get, it works out to about $7, $8 an hour if you were to put it in the scope of a 40-hour work week. We all know that not even $15 an hour in this country is feasible for anybody to truly live on. Mm-mm. So with that being said, why in the hell would anybody think that what disabled people get is feasible? Some of us would like to live on our own simply because, well, we're, fully functioning adults that can, that would like to, live our lives. And so we're seen as invisible because we don't produce enough profit in our labor, or we don't produce any profit in our labor. So therefore, we are seen and viewed as lacking value. So for us, it's like, well, they don't really matter that much, so why are we going to give them anything like a living income? They don't matter that much, so why are we going to provide adequate housing? They don't matter that much, so why aren't we going to improve and, mandate accessibility throughout the country? No, they don't matter. And so there's this mental notion of, that we lack value. So therefore, we want them out of sight, out of mind, go over there and just be invisible. And so what we're here to say is we're not invisible. We do matter. And even though we do not produce the economic value that you want, we have human value, which is even more than what economic value can give. And so this is one of the things that those of us who are disabled, we try to make vocal. And at the General Strike Summit, we had 3 disability panels, one each day of the summit. I thought that was very important because we're people too. And there are more people who are disabled than people think. I live with an invisible disability. So you can see me walking down the street, you have no idea. But let me go without dialysis long enough and you'll see my disability. See? So that's one of the things that, I typically talk about. I am on kidney dialysis. And so my disability, my limitations are energy and time. I have a time and energy limitation, not necessarily mobility. So for me, it's difficult, because rest is absolutely necessary. I suffer from chronic fatigue. And then on instance, somebody says, oh, do you want to go, can you go out of town with us tomorrow to do such and such? I'd be like, yeah, I would like to, but I can't because I have dialysis. I can't go out of town because I have to go do my dialysis treatment. And then afterwards, I have to go home and I have to sleep because it wipes you out. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why I speak about it so much. And I will be having more disability panels and ranging on various different topics in the future, because this is absolutely necessary and people need to hear from us more often.
Yeah, I think so too. And what scares me these days is the fact that people are losing, not everybody, but it just seems like certain sections of society have just given up on the human race and are just like in self-protection mode. I got, like this whole pandemic thing that really exposed a lot of people for who they really are.
Yeah, it lifted the kilt on the Scotsman. I'm gonna tell you that much.
Hey, you want to see me meat and taters, laddie? Well, you see them all. Oh, look at it. It's a big, giant tree trunk and a couple of acorns right next to it.
Release the Kraken.
Oh, if I turn around, you can see the Kraken. I like to tell people I have Scottish blood in me because it sounds cool and they really can't prove otherwise, so fuck it. So I'm thinking about getting a kilt, and, but I would wear underwear because, it gets so breezy in New York, and you don't want to do a Marilyn Monroe, you know what I mean?
Well, depending on the guy, sometimes that may be kind of fascinating for me. I mean, look,
hey.
I went out on a date with a guy, and he wore a kilt. So
kilts are sexy as hell.
It was fun. It was fun, and plus, he lotioned his legs. It was fine. So it was good.
Was that like soft skin, like very nice? Did you get that far? Did you get to that base? I mean, I don't want you to kiss and tell, but I'm just saying, I just want enough to do that nice legs. Yeah.
Listen, his legs were a little on the hairy side, but as a gay guy, I'm like, I was cool with it. It's fine.
Right.
I like a little roughage.
Look.
Wait a minute, should I have said that on live air? Oh my god.
We've used that twice. We've never used that twice in the show. What kind of a sick?
I am victorious.
You know what? I got something else for you. Like if I tell a lot of dad jokes, even though I'm not a dad, at least not that I know of. But when I tell a lot of bad jokes, I'll usually do this afterwards. I like to show the cows and the crickets.
Some of us are fathers to pieces of tissue. You didn't hear that from me.
You're so dirty, Poppy. Why you say that shit? You stupid. You're so fucking stupid.
Look, I had to say it because
I can't take you anywhere, Poppy. Pendejo over here.
You don't want to thinking it, I have to say it, Sometimes some things just need to be said out loud. Let it go.
I'm so glad you're here. Woo! You being here, timing out with the edibles starting to kick in. Double chef's kiss. Chef makeout, right? So good.
I've seen chefs make out. It's a culinary treat.
I don't think people have enough sensitivity in this day and age. It's seems like it's just forced, it's forced upon them. I gotta admit, when I grew up, when I was a little kid in the South in the 70s, we were doing all kinds of bad shit we weren't supposed to be saying. But then you learned from it, right? You learn from people that are like, hey, look, don't say stupid shit like that. And then you don't say shit. And then now here I am, I'm an old guy, and I'm just like, hey, I just want people to be happy, right? Because none of us are happy right now. We're happy because we're talking about, kilts and, making dick jokes and stuff like that. That's fine. But not a lot.
Balls, yeah.
And big hairy balls. I was going to say, hey, sometimes you find a few trees on the playground. So, I don't know what that means. I had
no idea either, but we'll just roll with it.
I had chicken strips for dinner, and they may have been tainted, so we'll see how that goes. The 365
speaking of taints.
365 days of sexy.
And you know what? You guys are fortunate. I have not had one alcoholic drink. I did not smoke weed. This is me sober. Can you imagine me under the influence? You be in for it right now.
I don't know. We would have to have two internets to sustain this programming. So Can I ask you to do me a favor? Can I?
No.
Please. Can you do? Can you?
I mean, if you put some sugar on top, then maybe, you know.
I got sugar bits up there. Listen, can you do the?
Oh, that was my stage name back in the day.
Sugar. Sugar bits.
Sugar bits. Yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Coming up to the main stage, it's Sugar Bit. Sugar Bit's going to be showing us what's going on tonight.
I'm not going to lift my shirt, you know. You probably have to pixelate my titties, you know.
Whoa. No, we don't have those capabilities. Anybody shows titties on this show, like I said, it's R-rated R and up, man. We don't care. FCC or whoever, be damned, man. They don't know where I live.
You know, with FCC?
Yeah, you know me. I remember that. I used to be a DJ back in the day. Not like a club DJ, but like a radio DJ. Yeah, back in the 90s. And the first station I worked at was a top 40 station. So, like, that's when OPP was, like, big. So I played OPP a lot. That other P, it's not so simple. And it's true. But the thing I wanted you to do is, can I get an honest to goodness JB lean in for me to the camera? Oh, dear God in heaven. Is this real? Is this real? Yes! Yes! Dun, 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 dun. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, my goodness. You're like, I'm not a toy. Stop playing with me. That was the only reason I wanted you to come on the show.
I never said that. Depends on the guy. You know, I say it all the time.
You're so sassy. I love it.
Do not misrepresent me, Warren. Play with me. Play with me.
Oh, shit. Oh, I need some oxygen. I need a tank.
That's what he said.
Whoa. What happened? Oh my Lord. I think, holy shit. All right. Man, that was wonderful. I told you we would have some fucked up shit on here tonight. So we were talking before the show started about whose dick plane was it that went what dick plane fucked the sky?
Oh, yeah. Jeff Bezos he fucked the sky with his dick rocket.
We're talking about dick rockets, and William Shatner was the seaman.
Yeah.
Captain Kirk was the baby batter. I made up a thing for seaman. I call it mayonnaise because it. Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't. That's why I never got into marketing.
Hey, I got a gay joke for you.
Okay, go for it.
Because I'm gay. What type of medical insurance do gay people have?
I don't know.
HOMO.
Wait a minute. Where is it? No, that's not it. Okay. That was awesome. I'm still learning the Enterprise, the mechanics of this. Scotty's gone. There's no Bones. Sulu's an asshole, and I don't know what the fuck Spock's doing. So it's just me, just Captain Kirk, waiting to be shot into space like seaman in a dick rocket. So,
some of us get shot. Some of us just ooze out.
Right. Well, you can tell who the ooze outs are. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell the ones that were like trying to crawl back in the dick, like, no, don't want this.
I want to stay inside. Don't let me go, please.
Like a salmon swimming upstream, that sperm was heading back to the nutsack. And it's like, nope, one way, you gotta go this way. He's like, no. He's like, do the sperm swim, dude. Although they don't have arms.
Steve Cutler in the chat. Oh my.
That's what I said. Sulu's a fucking asshole now, right? That's Sulu and Takei and Shatner have always like hated each other, right? And I never knew why. I thought maybe it's just like, yeah, they always hated each other. I think because Shatner was such a I think he let that role go to his head, and he was just kind of like an asshole on the set. But now I'm like,
Shatnering all over everybody, right?
Yeah, he was Shitner at the time, but now he's just, he's like 90 years old. He's got like some of that Star Trek tech that's keeping him alive, I think. I think
he must have talked to Walt Disney. You never know,
right? They pulled his meat and taters off and froze it instead of his head, like Walt Disney. They did that cryogenics on him. So I don't know why they'd freeze his dick and balls, but he just 2021, anything goes, right? That's what I'm thinking.
They're gonna clone him. They're gonna Shatner him into a test tube and then remake him.
If they clone Shatner, I think I'd be all right with it. I would like to, if I don't really want to see like a human clone. I think that would be kind of like weird, and we've seen enough movies where that's just a bad idea. But if you're gonna clone Shatner, he's pretty safe. He didn't really.
Why wouldn't you clone me?
Well, I mean, you would. I mean, two of you, that would just blow a hole in the space-time continuum. I mean, we're pushing the boundaries of science and space as it is with one JB. You know what I mean?
I'm gassy, but I'm not that gassy.
You're an entire galaxy of goodness. That's what I was.
You calling me a gas giant?
You're not a dwarf planet, and you're not. I would say.
I mean, that's obvious. I mean, look, I put on a few pounds. I know. But...
I was talking about your giant brain. Hello, God. Anyway, I go to those crickets way too many times. Anyway. Oh my God, it's 8 o'clock. How long do you got for me? How long can you stay? I'm putting you on the spot. I know you're an important guy.
I mean, I can stay a little bit longer.
Okay, good. More dick jokes, great. I tell people this show devolves at a moment's notice. That's why I like to get all the serious stuff off the front end of the show, because from then on out, this show could go tits up at any time. So, and
Tits up.
Ah! Hey, listen, I'm starting to get some moobs. I got a little bit of I'm very lactose tolerant. So hopefully if they get big enough, I could feed. I want to be able to self-sustain myself, because the apocalypse is coming. Everybody knows that shit's gonna happen, and I ain't got a root cellar full of canned beans and shit. So I gotta suck off my teats in order to survive. When I'm pushing that grocery cart down the street with, and the bandits are trying to kill me for my shoes, I'm just saying they can't take my teats, right? If they cut them off, they're no use to them, right? That's like popping a tire. What are you doing? Anyway.
You can take our teats, but you'll never take our freedom.
And it all goes back to the kilts. You're like the Black William Wallace of Orlando. I love it. Would you ever consider getting a kilt? Would you like to wear a kilt?
It depends on the date,
right? And the temperature too. I mean, let's face it.
Look, it depends on the date, because if there's a kilt, then at least if there's dinner. Maybe.
Wait a minute.
It just depends.
If you'd wear a kilt if somebody fed you, I would.
Why not?
I would. Definitely. But I would probably cheapen out. Even that, I would be like, I'll put it on. My lady's trying to get me to get a kilt. She's always on the lookout for kilts, and I said, well, growing up as a Southern boy in the '70s, wearing a something that isn't pants or shorts may not be too keen. But now, like I said, as I'm older, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll wear a kilt, because those things look badass too, man. I'm not talking about like some thing that they look like it made out of a tablecloth. I'm talking about like there's like layers and levels, and there's like big giant family crests, and I think kilt comes with bagpipes. I'm not sure, but they probably should, because that would be a good yeah. So I was not expecting to get this silly.
Wouldn't it be awesome if every single time you fart, it sounded like a bagpipe?
If that were the case, then my lady friend sitting next to me would think she was at a Scottish funeral every time we watched a movie together. So you're like, oh man, this movie's great. What the? Who died?
Man, did something die in here?
My Scottish name would be Older McCracken. Ah! That's not a wee one. Ah! You smell like a haggis. Oh! Who brought the donkey up in here? I can't do a Scottish accent too well because my throat goes out. That's a hard one.
Okay.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, I got you.
So, I was going to ask you this really silly question, but then I forgot what it was because, stoner. But, so I'll ask another silly question. Do you like ice cream at all? Like,
I love ice cream.
Since Nancy Pelosi showed her ice cream, I boycotted ice cream. Because fuck that bitch, right? I mean, not literally. It'd be like, having sex with a prune cake, or a, like old raisins piled up, like you made a snowman out of it. And I don't know where I was going with that. So,
are you saying that Nancy Pelosi is rum raisin ice cream?
Down in her freezer. Woo! Because I'm pretty sure that box is cold. Anyway, look, I'm glad you're on here because I just want to talk shit about people. I guess that's basically why I got you on the show, so we can talk shit about people. Who else do you not like? Come on, let's talk shit about them. Who else we got?
Oh, can't we go straight to the top? Joe Biden.
He looks like one of them Jeff Dunham puppets. The old man puppet.
Yeah, he does.
I know of Jeff Dunham, and
anybody. Yeah.
Right, and it's just like the eyes. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, it's fucking Biden, man. Yeah, I don't like him either. Even though he's losing his shit. Didn't he fart in front of? Speaking of farts, didn't he fart in front of like the Queen or something? Like not too long ago. Yeah, I think so. She was like, "That is great coupon."
That's the least offensive thing that he's ever done. I would rather him fart in front of the Queen versus smelling the hair of 9-year-old girls.
Yeah, because everybody knows in comedy that if timed out right, farts are funnier. And smelling little girls' hairs, there's no humor in that. And if you find the humor in that, then you're pretty fucked up. So, we don't do that kind of toilet humor on this show, mister. We don't keep it clean, but we keep it out of the gutter. At least we try to.
Yeah. We talk about, ass cracks and flapjacks. I don't know.
Ass cracks and flapjacks lit in the sky. I think that was like an old 60s tune, like Strawberry Alarm Clock. I was going to ask you a serious question, but that ship has sailed. I know what I was going to ask you. All right, so we just started Independent News Network. You guys have been around for a while this year, so everybody's basically more or less kind of very newish on the scene. What do you think what do you think? Like we can all do. Like you said, we're like separate. You know, we got our own separate things, but then you know we come together at the family reunion and get together. And like, what do you think we all can do? Because there's not just us. Like I said, there's Mi Casa Su Casa. You got the Chicago guys and gals out of Hard Lens Media. They're always down for a scrup. You know, a scrap and I was trying to say a scrum and a scrap, and I said a scrup. So I just made up a word. But I mean, what do you think we can go from here in order to, like, I don't know, educate the masses and like, what kind of collaborations do you see?
So as far as, you know, different educating and coming together, as long as we keep doing what we're doing and speaking on the issues, you know, it will cause us to have growth. But one of the things that I think is unique to us on the new left is that we do a lot of what we call cross-pollination. And that is, like, we're doing it right now. I'm coming on your show. You know, I have you on my show. And, you know, we continue to do this. For a great example was the General Strike Summit. We had many people from the new left that came onto the General Strike Summit, and they were able to see us on there, and then we go on their shows, and then we become a community. Because if you look at what I like to call the legacy left, you didn't see that, and if you did see it, it was very rare. Mm-hmm. Or you had to go to a venue and pay money for tickets just to go see them. Yeah, you know, so, you know, you had, you know, things like that. So this is one of the things that I think that we should continue to do. And it is a way for us to continue to display solidarity to one another.
Right. And
to have that community so that it inspires others across, you know, our audience to do the same outside of, you know, their bubbles. Right. So this is something I think that we do very well, and I think we should continue to do. And I think that it's amazing that, you know, you and the Indie News Network now, you know, are also doing that as well. And, you know, there should be a camaraderie and a partnership between all of us to continue to just push that narrative of community, because that's ultimately what it's about. Because there's too much individualistic mindsets and separation that takes place even in this space. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of the things we just need to just keep doing what we're doing, honestly.
I like what you said earlier when you were talking about, like, how people have their strengths, and you play to the strengths of what people do. Like, not everybody does the same things. Like, everybody has their own unique talents that they bring to the table in order. Because like with me, I'm an old news guy. I was like I was in radio, but I was also in local TV news down south for about 12 years, and and I studied communications. I studied how propaganda works, and how people can be manipulated in advertising. You know, and you take that same technique, and you just apply it to politics. It's you're selling stuff, right? In either case. So what I like to do is, like you said, like have people on the show that are very interesting. Like on this particular show, this also gives you an opportunity to just do and say things that you don't normally do on your own shows or on other people's shows, because you're talking about serious topics, right? I mean, we're talking about serious topics too, but for the most part, this show is just to allow people to show other sides of themselves to people. Because, like, if you can tell people information till you're blue in the face, but if they don't trust you, they don't think, like, you know, they don't really know what kind of person you are, they'll go in one ear and just come out the other, right? So
Yeah.
and I always tell people, like, if you can't help out financially, like with like, you know, mutual aid or that sort of thing, like, share, subscribe to everybody's shows, not just on YouTube, because this is a dying platform, obviously, with all the censorship. But you have Rockfin out there, you have Odyssey, you have Rumble. I'm on Odyssey and Rumble too, just in case this show goes man boobs up, and because you know, this channel, because I think we're going to get into some topics as a show that's probably, the more and more censorship comes along, and that's going to affect everybody else too, right? So
It will.
You know, what I was talking about earlier in the show, like how we need to, like, if we want to get more people into the space and on shows and stuff like that, to, you know, to bring in their information, we need to teach them the technologies and stuff like that. I have a little bit of that kind of talent, so I can help people with that. You know, like people who are doing like direct actions and stuff like that have been out, you know, doing that forever. I say, you know, go with their strengths. You know, I'll help in any way I can, but that's not really my wheelhouse. And I would rather, you know, take my talents and use them to the maximum benefit, you know, in ways that are appropriate. You know what I mean? So, and that's where the communication comes in. We find out about each other. We found out what we can do, what we can't do, that sort of thing. And if we do have some limitations, how, you know, as a community, as a fam, we can overcome those limitations. So, you know, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's about cooperation and collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism breeds competition, but the thing is that competition sometimes isn't the best way to move forward, and especially in a progressive society. Newsflash: I'm a socialist, so I believe in cooperation, collaboration, and so because of that, then that means that we can actually advance even better, because we're putting our minds together and we're putting our abilities together in order to push for something better. So I think, I echo everything you just said, and, you know, it was really great, you know, to hear. You know, it's just that, you know, we're putting something out there that's never truly been done before. And look, you're also involving people and making it into an interactive, you know, experience, because gone are the days when we talked at people and now we're talking with people. And so that's just something that it's thrilling, to be honest with you, to see what we're doing now in this space as well.
Yeah, it's I like I said, more and more people are popping in and joining in on the fun, and I'm really excited for you guys. I'm excited for my peeps and for everybody else that's been doing this for a little while, that they're growing and expanding, and you know, we're doing well when the shit libs are always talking shit about us, you know, because you know, we're exposing them, and it's a nice feeling. I got no problem exposing a shit lib, you know what I mean? Especially in some form or another over the last few decades. The propaganda's always been there. It's just the flavor of it changes as the generations advance and new people come along, and you get new flavors of propaganda for them. But I've been to that Baskin Robbins. I've seen all 31 flavors of propaganda. So I'm not, you know, I'm ready for some truth. I'm old. I'm tired, but I want the younger generations to. I sincerely, as a Gen Xer, want the younger generations to have better than what we had. You know what I mean? We were always berated by the boomers as slackers and whatnot, but the thing was, by the time my generation became adults and went out into the workforce, you know, we were dick deep in Reaganomics. You know what I mean? It was just like austerity and cutting taxes for the rich, and, you know, no jobs that paid anything, and student debt, and then all of a sudden you can't even you can't you can't file bankruptcy on student debt, you know, that lives with you the rest of your life, you know, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that for the next generations, you know, and I'm sure I'm not the only old fart that thinks that way. So I think if I came on your show, I would have to behave myself though, right? Because you run like a serious thing, and you know, I feel weird going on other people's shows. It's like leaving your house. You know, you got to put on pants, and then you know, you got to you know, you make sure you don't stink and everything. I mean, I like going on other people's shows, but it's just I feel weird. You know, I'm afraid because I'm a very awkward person. I think you.
Who said you had to wear pants though?
Really?
I mean, look, dude, you can wear a leotard to my show.
He's a maniac on the floor.
Yeah.
And he's dancing. A leotard? I got to tell you the story. Speaking of leotards and menfolk. So me and my lady were at Brooklyn Bridge Park, right? It's a little area, and it had benches and stuff. You see the bridge there. And we look behind us, and there's this old cat. I don't know. He's probably in his 60s. And he had on a banana. It was a banana-colored banana hammock. He had on like this Speedo thing, but it had straps that went up here and then went back and down that way. And I thought it was one of those things like I'm either hallucinating or it's something like a magical creature and you make like a wish, you know, when you see it, like a unicorn or some shit like that, you know. And I had to ask my old lady, I was like, you see that shit back there? Do you see the yellow submarine back there? You see what's going on? She was like, oh, Jesus! So when she says Jesus, she's kind of on the atheist side. So when she invokes the name of JC, then you know some shit's going down. That okay, that banana hammock dude's for real. So I just thought that, you know, since we were talking about leotards, that might be a good story, but maybe not.
You know what I would have done in that situation?
What was that?
I would have grabbed a nice shiny quarter out of my pocket. I would have flicked it and then let it, make sure it lands right in his ass crack, and I would have made a wish.
I wish I were big. And that's what that movie Big should have been. Instead of like the Zoltar thing, you sticking the money in an old man's ass crack. I wish I were big.
Make a wish.
And then the old man turns and looks at you and says, I already am. Boing. And then roll some cartoons and scare some children. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we are.
The internet is high.
It was like,
I would have been like, take that, Father Time.
It was so. We see so many crazy things around here. I hate the way New York has become. It's just gentrified to all hell. It's just nothing but Karens and shit lives around here. But every once in a while, some random crazy shit like that happens, and it's like, okay, it's worth staying here. Like this one time, we went to some function, and we were coming back to the train station, and along the way, we found this giant fake swordfish laying on the side of the sidewalk, and I said, I'm going to take that back to Brooklyn. And she said, how are you going to get that on the train? I said, I don't fucking care. I'm getting this fake swordfish back to Brooklyn. So I'm like walking down the street, this big ass fish, and I get to the end of the block, I start getting tired. I was like, fuck, I ain't going to do nothing with this bullshit fish. And this old man looked at me like, I don't know how to process this. You with the fish, and that's, yeah. So, you ever been to New York?
Yes, I have. I was just gonna say, what if somebody comes up to you with their own swordfish and they challenge you to a duel? What are you going to do?
Ow! I could be the Highlander. I love that movie. There can be only one. So my sword would be that swordfish. It'd be like the Kurgan came up to me and says, McLeod, I will take your head. That's bullshit. You gonna get this in these nuts. Woo, woo, woo. That doesn't hurt. Doesn't kill me. Nah, but it hurts like fucking hell getting a swordfish stuck in your dick. And then I kill him. Anyway.
Yeah, I would have been like, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
I love that you have this old soul. Like, I'm throwing these references out, and like people your age and younger are just like, I was born in 1999, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. If you don't know the reference, Google that shit. Well, you know, time is money. Let's go. You know, these things are gold, baby. These things are gold.
Of course, yeah.
We need more old souls like you.
Well, back in my day,
we didn't have Earth. We just floated around. We liked it fine. Oxygen was for pussies. Who needs the moon? What do you do? I know this is kind of like a corny question, but I gotta ask. So, like, when you're not doing the serious stuff, giving people the good word, informing them about everything, what else do you do to kind of like keep your mind like fresh, like for fun, or like do you have any hobbies?
To keep my mind fresh, to keep my mind fresh, I put it out of my brain and I put it in the refrigerator, and it typically keeps from 5 to 7 days. You know.
Yeah. Do you vacuum seal it to lock in the freshness?
Oh, you must. You got to keep in the freshness, because if you lock in the freshness, then your brain starts to, you have fresh thoughts.
Yellow and blue make green. Yeah. Well, outside the refrigerator, you do. Sometimes
I keep my brain right next to the eggplants. Wink, wink. So yeah.
Quit it! I only have so much control over my bladder.
No,
it's gonna be like a yellow shit stain all over the place. What? I don't.
But yeah, as far as what I do random things. Sometimes I'll read, even though sometimes I fall asleep while reading a book. I do random shit. I'll play video games. I'll watch YouTube videos that'll make me laugh. Look, I'm gonna be real. I love babies. I love baby animals. I will be looking at puppies and kittens, and I will be like, "Oh my god, I can die now because I just saw the cutest little kitten."
You want to see some more? You want to see some more kittens? You want to see the kittens again?
No, don't do it to me. Don't. No.
Look at those little criminals.
So cute.
They're criminals because they stole our hearts. Look at it. Look at their little faces. Ah! Let me ask you something. All right. For real, have you ever seen something so cute it made you angry and curse? Like, you're just like, God damn you fucker! Oh, you're so God! Fuck you! Ah! You ever experienced that, or is that just me?
I just did.
I know, right? Fuck you for being so cute.
Did you not just see that? Did you not see that Academy Award-winning performance I just did right on your show?
I'm recording it, so now I have it for posterity. So when you do get the award, and you'll remember the little people, and I'll be like,
wait. You I gotta make sure I correct my posterity. Okay,
your posterity. I'm gonna be that old guy like in about 10 years that's like drinking some sort of alcoholic beverage in a paper bag down by the street corner. I go, yeah, I knew JB. JB was a good guy. He was on my show. He was before he became famous. He came on there. We was talking about people wearing dresses and dicks going into space and fucking the sky. We talked about all that bullshit. Wait, how come nobody believes me? And then. And then I pass out, and a dog comes along and urinates on me. So, man, I gotta wait to have you on again because you wore me out, man. I'm tired. I was laughing, and you're tiring in a good way. Like, I just ran a marathon of craziness.
Be careful what you say now.
And it was no, I feel invigorated and alive, but at the same time, I feel like somebody whooped my ass. You know what I mean? It's like I ran a marathon of fun.
Now the black guy whooped your ass. Okay, fine. Okay, jeez, that's it. I'm gone.
Have a good weekend. We'll see you at the party.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Well, I've kept you here long enough. I didn't want to give you like the full meal deal, so I gave you a little sampler size. So next time you come on, we're gonna do like an all-nighter, and we'll have some special guests.
You're gonna give me. No, I'm gonna do my Denzel Washington. You gonna give me the full meal deal? You're not gonna. This is what you're gonna do. My money, my dollar.
That was good, Denzel. I only do impressions of sad old people who inevitably will grow man boobs. Like Fight Club. I'm gonna be Bob in Fight Club. Remember Bob?
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna be Meatloaf, and I'm gonna grow man boobs, and but I don't have any of his talent or his money, but I will have his man boobs from Fight Club. So,
that's fine.
Yes. So.
We'll always have the memories.
Ah, I love tit jokes. That was the breast one yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, no crickets. Yeah, fuck it. We had too many crickets, dude. You are a blessing. I love you so much.
Thank you.
You are fam. You are fantastic. You are famulous, and I'm running out of words, but you know you're a good person.
Thank you.
And I appreciate everything that you do. Seriously, you bring everybody inspiration, and you bring everybody information, and
Thank you.
the way you could do it with a smile on your face is that's just gold. You can't teach that. You know, you either have that or you don't, and you definitely have it. So I appreciate you. So what's coming up for you in the near future? If you want to tell us all your goodies, where people can find you, what you got going on, that kind of thing. What's up?
Sure. So Sunday on the JB show on RBN, I will be having a guest on. We're going to be talking about the kind of divide between urban leftists and rural leftists. So we're actually going to be having that conversation. On my channel, on the JB Font channel, I'll be talking about housing and its link to sickness, both mental illness as well as physical sickness. So we'll be doing that. If you guys want to, you guys can actually follow me on my channel, on the JB Font channel. And if you guys like my content, I do have a coffee. It's ko-fi.com/JBFont. And
we got all that in the description for you too, down below. We got your coffee, your YouTube, and your Twitter handles down there too. So, we got you covered like a Jimmy hat, as they used to say in the 90s. Jimmy hats.
Nice.
It's Jimmy, and you put one of those on. I like the rural leftists. That's actually kind of like my ballpark, because I grew up in, like I said, I grew up in Mississippi as a leftist, which is kind of crazy. So you kind of like have to
kind of awesome too.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of us down there. It's funny because we don't get heard very much, because it's kind of like living in occupation. You don't want to do shit to like get the billy club to the head. So, but you still talk amongst yourselves. You still share ideas, that sort of thing. And it's not enough, obviously, but at least know that there are plenty of seeds in the rural areas. It's just that they don't get to see enough sunlight because of usually, they're what's going on, like they may have oppressive family members, or like their communities are just kind of like have the old ideology on lockdown, and there's going to be no deferring from that. But that's starting to change. So when is that going on? You said that's going on Sunday?
So it's going to be Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the JB Font show is going to be Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So everybody, like I said, for those watching tonight, you're probably already into what JB has going on. And for people watching this later on the replays, definitely like, share, subscribe to all the JB stuff, and take a listen. He's got nothing but mad knowledge. Him and the RBN crew, and I love that logo too. By the way, I'm kind of like a Photoshop guy. And I love the color scheme. I like the the fists, and I think, I don't know. I want to say in my opinion, it seems like the new look, the new name, it has more power behind it. I think it's like, I mean, Fred Hampton Leftist was great. Don't get me wrong, but this is just like, it's like you went next level. You know what I mean? And
Thank you.
I think it's maybe it was like. It was probably a pain in the ass to decide on it and figure all that out. But now that you have, I think, you knocked it out of the park. So, and I'm looking forward to many more episodes of the JB Show and everything RBN's doing over there. Y'all are our brothers and sisters, and anything we do for y'all, just holler. You know where to find us. So,
thank you.
I'll be with the guy with the banana hammock back there.
Thank you.
Putting money in his butt crack.
Thank you. And you know what? You and everybody at the INN are amazing, very brilliant people. And the thing is that what is brilliance without compassion and empathy? And you guys display that in amazing ways. And I just want to congratulate you guys on this new network. You guys are doing amazing. Everybody in the chat, also make sure to contribute to INN, because they are doing some great work, and I am just impressed with what they have been able to do so far in just a short period of time. So definitely, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, at least for me. Do it for poor old me. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm really excited. What Indy was the one that got everybody together for this, and I think we had a show last night. We did a live panel, like a kind of like a round table type thing. Just letting people know what's going on, because we're not old pros like you guys. We're still like little tadpoles swimming around. You're the big frogs. And if people lick you, then they'll get high. So anyway, that was supposed to be a
go ahead. Just
the guy with the banana hammock.
Something wrong. I'm going to say something wrong.
Don't get him excited. He'll come over here. I love you, my friend.
It's hard with the banana hammock. I'm gonna get my quarter ready so I can flick it and get in his butt crack and make it.
It's like beer pong, only more fucked up. What did you do last night? We were throwing quarters in this old man's asshole. Oh, well.
Wish upon a crack.
I'll be doing one of these now. JB, thank you so much. Hang on a second. We'll say goodbye for real once I get us the fuck out of here. So, and if I figure out how to do that, we'll I blame it on the weed. I blame it on the weed.
They'll realize what's actually going on when we're just looking at the screen like.
Yeah, I got the usual suspects in the. I'm glad you said something. We got Lucky Burrito and Steve Cutler Live, Gamer for Life's in here too. Holly, what's up, lady? Thank you everybody for coming out. Everybody that's watching. Lucky and Steve, they're going to be doing a show later on their channel. On one of their channels. Is it on yours, Lucky, or it's on Steve's? Either way, we'll find you. It's all in the family. Thank you so much, my friend, and
thank you.
We will see you soon. Thank you, everybody, for coming out or sitting on your couch and listening to this craziness. I'm sure it'll make sense once you watch the replay. So if you're stoned right now, it's okay. So am I. Have a great night. Next week. Oh, yes, next week. I'm so short. Next week, we got Robert Durden of Political Fight Club fame, he's going to be here. And so we're going to talk some shit about people. And I'm just going to basically sit here while he insults everybody that deserves it. That's the way things work. Have a great night. See you next time. And as always, wash your ass. Please. Thank you.